So, I don't know if it's a grotto. Here's Kuan Yin. This is the one that is outside. And I ordered her a beautiful rug. So now the beautiful rug has come. So I can sit on the ground and work with her. Or she can work with me, rather, which is what's kind of happening. And then I made this axis mundi, which could be a trellis if things decide to grow up in it. And it could be a tabletop for this table bottom that I found on the side of the road. And now that I live alone, I can bring home any of the things that spark my artistic fancy and engage with them in some pursuit of something. So I think I've told you about the garden before. These are cuttings that my friend Mo gave me from her garden. And then little mementos from the walks I take. It's usually easy to find things that are dying or on the sidewalk or, discarded but not yet dead. And so I bring them home and see if they want to live here. And maybe part of that is because I'm lonely and I live alone. And maybe part of that is because I miss living with living things, people, beings. And maybe part of that is because my temperament is succulents right now for keeping alive and being in relationship with. And this is the SOULiloquy for this day. And I thought a lot about discernment, actually. I had a teacher, Karen Shoholm, as part of my master's degree, who said to me once in a conversation, a sort of check-in, she said, discernment is a worthy path. Because I did not know how to edit my own work, and I like to include everything. And discernment is a worthy path. She also told a story once of going on a walk and wishing for a particular kind of feather to appear on her path. And first she found the owl feather, and then she found the peacock feather, and then she found all of these feathers that were not her feathers. And she noticed and she left them where they were, knowing that her feather was ahead. And I don't remember if that story ended up with her finding her feather or not. I thought when I heard that story first from her that all of those feathers were excellent offerings and beautiful gifts, and why didn't she want those? And I would have had a bouquet of feathers bringing everything home. But she said discernment is a worthy path. And so today a Facebook friend posted the link that lets you know who of your Facebook friends are friends of, or people who liked 45's page. And he's been, I don't know, in some clip I saw today, he said he was #1 on Facebook, and I can't. And so when she sent me the link and the names came up, out of 5,000 people, there were only 119 or something. So that's probably a pretty good indication, at least, that most of the people either don't like or don't care enough to like, or don't know that they could like a page. Anyway, I realized yesterday from the work I did in the studio, and I made that piece, where I wrote about it for a long time yesterday, about the first instruction when you approach the priest. It says, step to me through love. And that means something to me. Love means something to me. Friendship means something to me. Black Black Lives Matter means something to me. And so that barrier to entry that I would have not thought I had showed itself. And then I had to do it, right? I had to step to myself that I was tracing. That body of work that I was making on that wall, that body of my own that I was tracing with my own hands, I had to step to that wall through love. So now there is a thing. If you're going to be in the 5,000 who get to be named as friend, you have to step through love. And if you like 45, if you clicked it, if you voted in this manner, if you are on record as being someone who supports that level of consciousness, then you are not stepping to me through love. And then I unfriended, I came to people I adore, people in my family, people in my extended family, people I have loved all of my life, count as my very best friend. And I chose me. And I cried. And then this good-hearted woman I was a mom with when our kids were very young, who I have stayed in distant touch with through that algorithm that keeps us connected. She said something about working with people, talking to people, finding out what people think who are thinking the things that are in opposition to Black life. And I just said, I'm doing my part. And I'm done. Like, if you can't get it, if you insist on not getting it, you are insisting. And I don't know what that's attached to in you, but I don't have to care. I have to care about keeping my children alive. That's how that works. I have to care about blackness because I do. I have to care about the miracle of life and how everybody born to it, something bigger than human being, coupling in love or circumstance, something wills it to take that first breath. And that breath is gifted. It is holy, holy. And you can't manufacture it, and you can't make it out of chemistry, and you can't figure out the algorithm or the formula for breathing. If we could, we would have a different answer. Jorg, if you're watching, that is a California condor. No, it's a red-tailed hawk. The birds are in conversation. And that one, there's a blackbird fighting with that one as they love over the winds and the valley of this hill that I'm living on next to the left coast edge of the West Coast America that still exists. My friends are in the streets. The people I am longing for from Glide are gathering with their PPE and their masks and their love, and they are marching, and they are at Dolores Park, where we would all be for the Dyke March that we're not going to have, or maybe we will. Who knows what is happening now that we have taken to the streets. I pray for the sacred breath and the gift of life, and that we learn somehow to treasure it inside our shared humanity, no matter the melanin in our skin or the ancestral heritage that shows up in our brand of body. I care deeply about eradicating racism at its roots. I don't know what we're still clinging to. All of us are 99% of the folk who are fighting over these scraps of inherited dialogue, monologue even, that keep us trapped in the isms, in the ists and the isms. All of them fell short of radical inclusivity and unconditional love. We kept trying to make a line or a ladder, some way to get higher than others, power over, or first in line. And for me, the most powerful learning I have ever done has been in a circle where every single person in that circle had a voice and a wisdom and a truth and something they were up against, or something they were in inquiry with, something they were trying to figure out for themselves, for their own humanity, for the ways they wanted to love in the world, for the thing they wanted to bring, for the pursuit of their gifts and talents, for the way of making sacred offering. And so I took all that knowledge and I did my work day and I listened in meetings and I set things up and I helped edit scripts and I made long lists of resources for people who are genuinely interested in engaging with and grappling with what is hard about whiteness and privilege in these conversations about Black lives that matter. And then I got super irritated and I wanted to look again at the list of people that I let into my interior life, that I shared my radical vulnerability with as a way of staying healthy and alive on the planet, committed to life, my own. And I decided there's a gate. And at the gate there's this question. And I will embrace you and take you into conversation and engage with you in all the ways. But you can't like 45. And you gotta vote for Biden, because that's the choice we have right now. But inside that choice, there is a way to construct a world that works for everyone in it, that works differently for America, if there is to continue to be an America. And we just do the chemo, man. We just rebuild the body of America. We say the I'm sorry's and we hit our knees and we beg forgiveness from First Nations and we partner with Black lives that matter and we build a world that works together for the truth and the grace and the glory of whatever it is that we invented as God and country. And so I take all those thoughts into the weaving of the web that for me is life. And to stay alive, there must be discernment. This place is safe for me. This place is not safe for me anymore. And the first time I made a sculpture like this, for me it was about trade routes and how my people got from wherever they started to wherever they landed. But this sculpture is about allow discernment and my way to stay healthy and alive. And that has everything to do with who I let in and out of my life. Blessings on your courage. I hope you reach out in friendship and love. I hope you step to me through love. I hope our connections are bigger than our politics. I pray that we can come to this agreement that Black Lives Matter, and that we can re-engage with imagining economy in such a way that no one is forced to work in the ways that serve the ones who have so much, with no thought or kindness extended to the living conditions we do not grant to homeless veterans or people of color, or even white dudes who lost their way, man. Economy, it's at the intersection of race and class and gender. We have algorithms that can tell us how many bottles of Coke were bought at each location all around the world. We have marketing plans that put our names on the can. Somebody runs the math on that to figure out how much each name is worth. I'm interested in a Trayvon can. And then the list begins, and then I cry some more, so I'm gonna go. Thanks for coming to Kuan Yin with me in this sunset SOULiloquy. Blessings on your connection.